Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. That's Islam.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Uh, we thank God and we thank everybody. We thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for bringing us up till today. Brother, Brother Ridwan, how are you doing today?
So far so good. Alhamdulillah. What about you? How have you been? Can you hear me?
Alhamdulillah. Yeah, I
Wow.
can hear you. How is Ramadan also? Ramadan.
It is going well so far. I think the connection is sort of fluctuating.
Yeah, it's lagging, yeah. So, but
Okay.
pray Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for it to make the connection constant for us. So, with my brother here today, so we are going to be having a new conversation totally also, which is the secret to true commitment, contentment. Sorry, so it's the secret to true contentment in our lives. So it's just a broad topic, but we are going to be talking about for for you to have a true contentment through during Ramadan and after Ramadan also after Ramadan going forward, because it is something that you should not just stick to with Ramadan, and after Ramadan should try with. You should have it consistently. So this for every Muslim, we should always know that in Islam, what we call contentment is highly valued as the path of inner peace, for you to have inner peace for yourself, and also to increase your spiritual fulfillment. And also you need that also in place in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which protects you against greed, and fosters a sense of gratitude for what you have. So this because contentment is something which is very important as a Muslim that you need to have. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also, if we have an example of when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said in the Quran, saying وَلَا تَتَمَنَّوْا مَا فَضَّلَ اللَّهُ بِهِ بَعْضَكُمْ عَلَى بَعْضٍ لِلرِّجَالِ نَصِيبٌ مِمَّا اكْتَسَبُوا وَلِلنِّسَاءِ نَصِيبٌ مِمَّا اكْتَسَبْنَ وَاسْأَلُوا اللَّهَ مِنْ فَضْلِهِ إِنَّ اللَّهَ كَانَ بِكُلِّ شَيْءٍ عَلِيمًا. That is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Holy Quran, which means that and wish not for the things in which Allah has made some of you excel others. For men, there is reward for what they have earned, and likewise for the women, there is reward for what they have earned. And ask Allah of the bounty. Surely Allah is ever all knower of everything. So that is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said about contentment. For you to know that, yeah, some people uh is going to some people are going to have more than some people. So we are not going to be equal. But what we need to do is know that we need to have that contentment for us to be able to reason and have that inner peace. But my brother here today is going to talk more about that. So what do you have to say about that, brother?
Thank you. So, as we know, the topic is about contentment. So most people do have this wrong idea about what we mean by contentment. So, what is contentment? Contentment is a high rank and a noble station, and with faith it is a sign of success and the path to salvation, as it was authentically reported from the prophets, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, that he said, "The successful one is he who embraces Islam, is provided with sufficiency, and Allah makes him content with what He has given him." Meaning, al Muslim man aslam قد أسلم ورزق كفافا وقنعه الله بما أتاه. So Allah makes him content with what He has given him. So contentment is true wealth, and its possessor is the richest people, even though they are walking barefoot. So wealth does not lie in having many possession, having these houses, luxuries, living these luxuries, life, and so on and so forth. So sort of extravagant life. That's not contentment, but rather wealth is is the wealth of the heart, not wealth of the hand. So the true meaning of wealth is not an abundance of money, because many of those whom Allah has given abundant wealth, they are not content with what Allah have given them. They strive to increase it and do not care whether they take it from halal or haram, which is bad. So that's one of the problems that most people have. So contentment is very important. And if you don't have contentment, usually you are going to fall into haram, into forbidden, into what Allah had already prohibited, what Allah has forbidden. If you don't have contentment, and there there are three factors that make people to not be contented with what they have. Three factors. So one of the factors is the fear of the unknown. Fear of the unknown. So fear of that they do not know. For example, fear of tomorrow. So people will be thinking, tomorrow, what will happen? What will happen tomorrow? Oh, I need to plan ahead. I need this. I need to be rich as much as possible. I need to try my best to do this. I need to look for a way. I want to this billionaire, so on and so forth. We have to look at it in a legal way or illegal way. I just want to amass a lot of amount of money without caring. So why? Because of that fear of the unknown. Because they don't have trust in Allah. They don't believe that Allah is the provider. He's the one that will provide this provision for us. He is Razak. They don't really believe in that, which is the reason why they have this fear of the unknown. So those who are contented, they are not scared by this unknown. They don't really care about what will happen tomorrow. Why? Because they believe that Allah is the one in charge. He is the one that will happen. He has already written everything. So what is going to happen is going to happen. So He has already promised that He's going to give humans provision. It's upon Him to give them provision. So those who are contented, they are not really bothered about the unknown because they have trust in Allah. Why those who are not contented, who don't have trust in Allah, so they are not contented, and therefore they are feared, they are scared of the unknown tomorrow, what will happen tomorrow. So this is one of the reasons why people are not contented, because of fear of tomorrow, fear of the unknown, right? So fear of the unknown. So that because of that, so they are not contented. So they just seem like trying to increase their wealth, increase anything possible. They just want to increase it without thinking about the consequence, whether it is in a good way or in immoral way. So this is one of the factors. So another factor is greediness. Another factor that stops someone from being contented is greediness. So when you are being afflicted by this disease, we should call it this sort of metaphysical disease or spiritual disease. So if you are greedy, then you cannot have contentment if you are greedy. Because why? Because all you will be thinking about is just for you to everything to be your own. Even if you have a large amount of money, like a huge amount of money, you won't be contented with it. Why? Because of greediness. You just want to have everything. You want everything
Yeah,
to be your own, right?
yeah.
You want everything to be,
If you're not
yeah.
contented, if you don't have the contentment, you won't have a way to show gratitude to Allah over
So
anything
so
done
that
for you.
that's one of so you'll be so greediness. So greediness, you'll be greedy. Greedy why? Because you don't have contentment. So and if you're greedy, you won't be satisfied with you won't have satisfaction. There won't be a limit to your satisfaction. Why? Because no matter how the thing is, you will still have a complaint that no, this is not enough. No matter how good people are doing to you, you will see it as something good. You'll be ingrate. So
Yeah,
why?
you won't
Because the
be
person is
appreciative
greedy.
of that.
Yeah. So you won't even appreciate it. You won't even appreciate their gesture and their kindness and their compassion towards you. Why? Because you're greedy. And when you're greedy, you won't be like you are going to be oppressing people. So before you know, you will even start doing what Allah has already forbidden. Why? Because you're greedy and you just want to have everything. So when you have, for example, maybe you have 1 million, for example, but because of your greediness, you're looking, oh, how can I make it billion? When you have the billion, you will continue. It's like some sort of a cycle. So you will continue to be searching for it, continue to be looking for it, till death come, like till you die. So you don't have a certain a certain limit to that. Why? Because of the greediness. So greediness is one of the factors that stops someone from being contented. So if you are greedy, you cannot have contentment no matter what. And you have this high possibility, high likelihood that you're going to be doing what Allah has already forbidden. You're going to fall into that pit of haram. So you're going to fall into that cycle because of your greediness. So that is the second factor. So which can be, but so if you have greediness, you cannot avoid of not being into haram if you are greedy. So the third factor is the fear of missing out. Fear of missing out. Like, for example, you have a friends, like your friends and your camaraderie. So all of you guys are in a circle, for example. Most of your friends are using one of them is like they are using this top-notch car, for example. They are living in this luxurious life, for example, extravagant life. So they have this big mansion, so on and so forth. They own this, they possess this estate, big estate here and there. They have a lot of things, these material things. So, but because you yourself, you don't want to miss out, so that people will be thinking, they won't isolate you, they won't marginalize you, they won't think of you, they won't think low of you, right? So you won't be content with what Allah has already given you. So because you will be competing with them, you will be seeing yourself as if you have something. You'll be seeing yourself as if you're just like you are falling behind, you're lacking behind, right? You have this low spirit. Why? Because you are not content with what Allah have already. You're not contented with what Allah has given you, because you don't want to miss out. You
Yeah,
want
you
to
would have
be in the
forgotten
same level
that
with your friends.
Allah
Yeah,
has blessed everybody in its own
Allah
way.
bless everybody according to their share. So, but because you are not going to acknowledge that share that Allah has already bestowed upon you, or that bounties and that mercies and that blessings that Allah has already, and the provision that He has already provided for you. You're not going to be contented with it. Why? Because of the fear of not missing out within your friends, your camaraderie. That fear of not missing out is going to make you not to be contented. And if you're not contented, you're going to look for any illegal way to achieve the money just so that you can be in the same equal path with your friends. So these are the three factors that can make someone not to be contented, right? And if you're not contented, we have this high possibility, the likelihood that you're going to fall into haram. So yeah, that's it. Of course, later on we are going to talk about the benefit of being contentment and how we can achieve contentment. Yeah. So that's what I have to say.
Yeah, as you've said it, like contentment is one of the tools that helps you in pleasing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because it's going to help you show gratitude to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for his blessings over you, even if you think it's small. So even if somebody else is using something bigger than yours, so because you are contented, then you will be able to show gratitude to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by saying Alhamdulillah on every kind of situation you are in, because the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, as we've heard in his stories, that he and his sahabas, they are always being contented about everything Allah has done for them. And you said also this is going to protect us also against greed, which is not going to let you be greedy, because it's going to put that shield between you and greediness. And it's going to make you see everything in that Allah has done for you, good in good ways. And also this is going to let you have what we call that inner peace. Also, as I've said from the beginning, that inner peace, is going to let you have what we call that inner peace. That inner peace, is going to let you have what we call that inner peace. That inner peace, is going to let you have what we call that inner peace. And also this is going to let you have what we call that inner peace. Also, as I've said from the beginning, that inner peace, Because if you are being contented with what you have, you won't need to think about what another person has. You would just be grateful about what you have, and this can also make you have a very good rest. Like you go to
Mm.
bed feeling Alhamdulillah, what I have is enough for me. What I have is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has seen as what I need, and I have it. If I need more tomorrow, as I think I need more, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to do it tomorrow. This is going to help you have good rest also. And what I want to mention also is that being contented also is going to let you have that self-respect and dignity for yourself. Because
Mm.
if you're not being contented, you go to individuals, the people you
Yeah.
think they are what is it called, they're better than you go to them and forget that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the person who controls every risk, which is even if you go to them, if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says you are not going to benefit from them, you are not going to still benefit from them. So you
It's
would
like
know that.
saying honor lies in contentment, humiliation and embarrassment lies in um uh, lies in not being contented, or
Yeah,
lies in
exactly.
greediness.
Uh, yeah, exactly. Because if you go to people, you don't have that self respect and dignity for yourself, and you start going to people because you think you don't go to them because you need it. You're going to them just because you think that what they have is more than yours, and you want to start associating yourself with them so that you can be part of them, so that you can have that what is it called, that kind of level they are in. Then you lose your self respect, and the dignity also is going to disappear from there. And also,
Yeah.
you want to understand that what we call the real wealth is something which is measured. It's not measured by material possessions. So it is
Uh,
just it is measured by your self contentment, because what you think is the real wealth is what people used to think is the real wealth is that material possession. Saying, yeah, I have these big cars, I have these big these big houses and all that. So, but what is the original real wealth is what you have with that self contentment. So,
yeah,
and
yeah.
so talking of what is it called? As I've said it earlier, also. Oh,
Mhm.
before even I say that, you wanted to mention some things also
Yeah,
the other time.
I just want to say, like, just to back up what you said. So, the real wealth is the wealth of the heart. Why the real poverty is the poverty of the heart, according to the to one hadith, because there is this hadith that Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings of Allah be
Someone.
upon him, was asking one of the companion, Abadar. So ataro lagina, ataro lagina kesrat al mal. So do you think that wealth is like the abundance of wealth? So the abundance of wealth. So and he said, yes, because that's what we think. We think this materialistic thing. So we think that abundance of wealth is what we call wealth. So he said, then you think that abundance of poverty is poverty. He said, yes, as well. So someone that doesn't has money, then he's a poor person. Then Prophet said, the real wealth is the wealth of the heart. Al gina gina al qalb. والفقر فقر القلب. And poverty is the poverty of the what? Of the heart, not poverty of the hand. And also to add, so as we said, contentment has many benefits, as you mentioned. So like bringing happiness, comfort, security, and tranquility to the Muslim world in this life and hereafter. So among one of the benefits is that contentment gives good life. It gives someone a good life. And we see that this in, for example, in the Quran, where Allah says, وَمَنْ مَنْ عَمِلَ صَالِحًا مِنْ ذَكَرٍ أَوْ أُنْثَى وَهُوَ مُؤْمِنٌ فَلَنُحَيِّيَنَّهُ حَيَاةً طَيِّبَةً. So whoever does righteousness, whether male or a female, while he is a believer, we will surely like give him uh a good life. So Hayatan Tayyiba in this context, most of the some of the Sahaba, the companions say the meaning of Hayat Tayyiba here is what is a content is a good life. So if you have contentment, then Allah is going to to give you a good life. So having contentment is one of the reasons why you can have a good life in this life and in the hereafter. So also another benefit of being contented is that you're going to be grateful. You're going to be grateful to the bestower, to that person that gives you the anything. So by being contented, you're going to be grateful, and you're going to appreciate that mercy and that bounties and that which you have within your custody, if you are contented. So that is the reason why you have to be contented. And if you are contented, you're going to appreciate, you're going to be grateful, you're going to be saying Alhamdulillah. That is why we do say in everything we do as a Muslim, we say Alhamdulillah. When we wake up in the morning, the first thing we say is Alhamdulillah. Thanks to Allah for sparing my life. So Alhamdulillah. So as being grateful. So by having contented, you will be grateful. Even though if what you have is just little, or even if you don't have something of a substance, but still because you are contented with that little that you have, you will be you will be grateful. And Allah said, La in shakartum la azidannakum. So if you're grateful, of course, I'm going to increase my mercy and blessings and bounties on you. If you're grateful, if you appreciate my works and my bless and what I've the mercy that I've vested upon you, if you appreciate it, then I'm going to increase it for you. So if you're not contented, you're not going to appreciate all these blessings. If you're not contented, so if you're contented, then you're going to so having contentment is going to make you to be grateful, not only grateful to Allah alone, but also grateful to humans. Because, for example, if
Yeah,
someone offer you a good,
as we've talked about before, because we said it earlier that
yeah,
all our topics are going to be kind of interjecting. But
yeah,
we talked about atawakkul the other day, which is you
yeah,
putting your trust in Allah. This is
yeah,
one of the things also that, because as a Muslim, when you put all your trust in Allah and you know that Allah's plan is the best, it's going to allow you live also contentedly. Because if you
yeah,
put all your trust in Allah, then your living also is going to be contentedly. So
yeah.
just to buttress what you've just said, you can continue.
Yeah. So also like that's we've mentioned too. So also another benefit of being contented and having contentment is that it's going to help you achieve success and good tidings. It's going to help you to achieve success and good tidings. For example, so we have in the hadith prophetic tradition, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said,
So, so,
"Qad aflaha man aslam." He has succeeded who has accepted Islam first, waruziko kifafan, and has been provided with sufficiency. And he said, وَقَنَّعَهُ اللَّهُ بِمَا أَعْطَى وَقَنَّعَهُ اللَّهُ بِمَا أَعْطَى, and has been content with what Allah has given him. So blessed is he who is guided to Islam and has a sufficiency in his livelihood and is content. So if you are contented, then it's going to lead you to that way of achieving success and good tidings in this life and hereafter. So another benefit as well is if you have contentment, it's going to protect you from sins that can destroy the heart and eliminate your good deeds. So, for example, it's going to protect you from backbiting, gossiping, lying, and other reprehensible traits and great sins. Because if you are contented with that little that you have, you're not going to be gossiping around. You're not going to be keeping malice. You're not going to be going around destroying and debasing your friends, talking bad about your friends, bad mouthing your friends. Why? Because you have contentment, and you believe that no matter what was happening in your life, it's within the capability, within the power of Allah. Allah is the one in control. He's the one in charge of everything, and you trust Allah. So if you have that contentment, then it's going to stop, it's going to protect you just like a shield. It's going to protect you from all these sins. And these are things that can destroy and eradicate and eliminate your good deeds. So as we know in this hadith that they say there's going to be this man on the day of judgment, the man is going to come. So the man has a lot of like deeds. His deed is just like the mountain of Uhud.
Mhm.
Then so on the day of judgment, so Allah is going to call him and he say, okay, yeah, here you are. Then he's going to call those that he has already offended, that he has already cheated, those he had already bad mouthed, those he had already talk bad, or he had already like did talk about them in a negative way. So Allah is going to call those people as well. So and when those people come, so they are going to say, okay, fine, you did this to me, you killed me, you cheated me, you bankrupt me, you say something, you did this so bad things about me, you did the bad things for me, you oppressed me, you did this, you did that. So they are going to come that way. So by saying that, they are going to be taking their right from him. And this right is going to be taken from his good deeds. So they are going to be taking his good deeds until he's left with nothing. And after that, all they are they are going to take from the bad deeds of those people that he has already offended and oppressed and put it in his own bad deeds scale. So at the end, it's going to end up in hellfire. So
Yeah,
meaning,
it's like somebody coming to us and saying, "I'm a billionaire." Then, when he says I'm a billionaire, every single person he owned money now comes out. Then they start telling him, "Where is my money?" And he needs to pay them. Then he start paying them until he's left with nothing. Then being a billionaire now comes to being a zeronaire. Then from there again, he now start being in debt again. Instead
yeah,
of
because
having money, then not start being in debt because now he has paid more than what he has. Then now he has the debt also, which is kind of like
he has a debt
when
on him.
they are
So
taking people's sins away from your own hasanat, which is your
yeah,
own what is it called, your own reward. Then they start taking
errors.
all people's sins, and at the end
Yeah,
again,
start taking from them.
you've even committed more crime that what your rewards can can acquire. Then you start going back into
Yeah,
being a Muslim again.
yeah, exactly. So that imagine someone that came with a good deed. The scale of his good deed is like a mountain of Uhud. Then at the end, like he end up with nothing. So that is one of the benefit of contentment. If you have contentment, then it's going to protect you from these things. So you're not going to be destroying your heart or your good deeds. So and the reason why most people do fall in this kind of trap is that because of the reason is that most people we do care more about competition over worldly matters. Competition. Oh, my friend is using this car, I want to use this model of car. My friend is using this kind of my friend, for example, bought this house. I want to buy the one that is even far better and far like look good than this. It's this kind of competition in worldly affairs. Sometimes it's kind of lead us to this kind of thing. So whoever is content with his provision that Allah has already provided for him, then he had already preserved his good deeds and kept away from these sins and heinous crime. So as we know, no envy of his brothers for what they have been given, and will enter his heart because he is content with what he has been allotted to him. So if you are contented with what you have, then that contentment is going to serve as a shield and as a protection for you from destroying your good deeds, from committing great or grave sins. So another benefit as well, in addition to what we've mentioned, is that it's going to lead you to wealth. So you are going to have that wealth of heart. So as we said before, that al-ghina al-qalb. So the real wealth is the wealth of the heart. Okay, and the real poverty is the poverty of the heart. So if you have a wealthy heart, a rich heart, then no matter what happens to you, you're going to be contented. You're not going to have a problem. You're going to have tranquility. You're going to have peace of mind. You don't have to destroy yourself. You won't have to worry or bother yourself about the unknown. You won't be greedy as well. you won't be trying to be on the equal ground with your friend. You won't be scared of not missing out. These are my friend, they are on the top of the ladder of the society. Why me, I'm still at the bottom of the ladder of society. You won't even care about that. All you are going to be care about is Allah, and you will have that inner peace and that tranquility. So that's also part of it. And also
Yeah,
another
just because of time, just because of
yeah,
time, because
just
we
that's
there's
okay.
more than
There's the last one. We can the last one.
yeah,
So the one that you mentioned before that, okay, I think you've already mentioned this one, that if you have contentment, it's going to give you honor. So honor lies in contentment, and humiliation lies in greed. So the contented person has no need of people, and will remain honorable among them. So if you are contented with what you have, you won't need people. You will need to embarrass yourself in front of them. You will need to humiliate yourself. So that's going to give you an honor. And also, it's going to change how people are going to perceive you. People are going to be looking at you as if you are wealthy. While in reality, you are not really wealthy, but it is just because you are contented with that little that you have. And that way you're going to have self, they are going to be esteeming you, they are going to be veneering you, they are going to have, you are going to have that self-esteem and that honor. So it's going to help you to have this honor, and the people themselves, they will be honoring you, and they will be looking up to you because of the way you try to present yourself to them. So you are contented with the little that you have, and you don't embarrass yourself going here and there just to beg or to look for some money. So you have that contentment. So with that contentment, you have the honor, and the honor is going to let people to be proud of you and not to talk even bad about you. So yeah, that's, I think I should stop there.
yeah. So thank you for that, and also just to thank our viewers also for listening and also understanding. But everything we've been saying, we are not saying you should not go out and search for your own risk. So
Yeah,
go out and
because
search for your own risk, but
yeah,
it is just the contentment you need. And according to the ayah I brought at the beginning of this session,
conversation.
so we
Yeah,
said ولا تتمنوا ما فضل الله به بعضكم على بعض
yeah,
للرجال نصيب مما اكتسبوا وللنساء نصيب مما اكتسبوا.
yeah.
He
So
said, وَاسْأَلُوا مِنْ
me for
فَضْلِهِ
ask Allah
إِنَّ
from it. Yeah,
اللَّهَ كَانَ بِكُلِّ شَيْءٍ عَلِيمًا. So
yeah.
I've said the meaning of that ayah from
The
the
I am
beginning of
before
that,
yeah,
which is you should also and wish not for the things in which Allah has made some of you to excel others. So and he said
yeah.
for
And
men there is reward for
just
what they have earned, and for
yeah,
women there is also reward for what they have earned. And he
and
said
also you
after
can
that,
mention
then ask Allah for his bounty. Surely Allah is ever all knower of everything. So what this ayah taught us is that we should avoid envy. So we should understand that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed each person equally. He has
standard of
blessed
provision.
each person uniquely, and we should always avoid envy. So we should know that we are always unique in our own way, and also, we should know that we have always earned our shares, which means men and women, they've gotten their own different shares based on their efforts. So we should know that Allah has rewarded the men based on the effort they've put into it, and the women also based on the effort they put into it. And after that, what did Allah say? He said, was Allah. So, which is seek for Allah's blessings on everything. After that, seek for Allah's blessings, so we should always trust Allah's infinite wisdom and not envy others. So with this, we are going to stop for today because we've run out of time. And thank you all for say thank you. You want to say something, but we don't have the time,
Yeah,
man.
we
We
don't
don't
have
have
the
the
time.
time.
Yeah, I just want to mention, because according to the topic where we say the key, according to the topic, I think you just need to mention at least 3 points for someone to attain contentment. Just like to phrase the question like, how do we attain
Yeah, that is what I just
contentment.
mentioned, saying they should
So
avoid envy and also they
so
should know
yeah,
that.
just
So
to just put in a point so that it's going to be easy. So I think one of the way to attain contentment is that first the certainty that one's provision is written. Allah has already written everything. So you should have that certainty that Allahu wa Razak. So, and Allah has already written everything. So you should have that certainty. If you have that certainty, then you can have contentment. You're going to have contentment because you're going to believe that, yeah, everything is already written. So therefore, I should just be content with everything I'm saying. So that's the first point. So the second point is that you just need to ponder on the verses of the Quran, for example, especially those that speak about sustenance, and earning. You know, like so you should ponder on that verse. So that's the second one. The third one as well is just to know, according to what you said, to know the God's wisdom in the disparity in provision among his servants. So that was the point that you just mentioned. So to know God's wisdom in the disparity, like uh لا تنظروا إلى من هو فوقكم بل انظروا إلى من هو أسفل منكم in the hadith. So don't look at those that are above you, but look at those that are below you. So that is how you're going to appreciate and to be grateful of the bounties and the blessings that Allah has already bestowed upon you. So yeah, so these are 3 points that can help to attain contentment or achieve contentment. Yeah, so that's it.
yeah, so we should always look at the person below us and thank Allah instead of looking up
Mhm.
and saying, I want to reach the person, I want to
Yeah.
reach this person. Why am I not this person? Why am I not
Yeah.
this person? And that can
Yeah.
cause you envy also. So thank you also. Thank you all. Thank you, our brother. First, thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for giving you the wisdom. And we
Mm.
pray Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also increase you in wisdom. And we pray Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also grant us much more peace in ourselves so that we can have that contentment and also not to envy others who have anything more than us. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also to grant our viewers also wisdom and increase all our viewers also in knowledge. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also spare our lives for this Ramadan and the ones that are going to be coming after this one. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also always to give us that knowledge of understanding. Because if we say it and you don't understand, it's still going to be another problem. So we thank you all for the subscription. Thank you all for the likes. We thank you all for the shares and all the comments and notifications also. Thank you all. See you guys next time. Thank you and bye for now.